The Human Canary, Video 14, The Myth of Acupuncture. During President Nixon's visit to China in 1972, he was shown major surgery being performed using acupuncture techniques, as were delegations composed of Western doctors. According to many reports, e.g. Traditional Medicine and Pseudoscience in China, a report of the second CSICOP delegation, Part 1, Skeptical Inquirer, Volume 20.4, July-August 1996, Barry L. Beierstein and Wallace Simpson. The patients used for demonstration purposes had been heavily indoctrinated and pre-selected for high pain tolerance. Also, the drips that supposedly contained hydrating and nourishing fluids were surreptitiously used as a transport medium for morphine. Furthermore, much of the seemingly objective research on acupuncture and other traditional Chinese medical treatments had been falsified in order to ensure the outcome of research would not contradict the party line. A question needs to be asked. Why, if acupuncture works effectively, why was there a need for chicanery? To answer the question of whether acupuncture offers any benefit to the patient, we need to look at carefully controlled, peer-reviewed studies. One such study may be Acupuncture Treatment for Pain, Systematic Review of Randomized Clinical Trials with Acupuncture, Placebo Acupuncture and No Acupuncture Groups. Madsen MB, Gertsch PC, Rob Judson A, British Medical Journal, 2009-338-A3115. This reviewed 3,025 patients in 13 trials involving a variety of pain conditions. The reviews conclude that a small analgesic effect of acupuncture was found, which seemed to lack clinical relevance and cannot be clearly distinguished from bias. Whether needling at acupuncture points or at any site reduces pain independently of the psychological impact of the treatment ritual is unclear. In other words, the effects observed may be due to a placebo effect or the ritual of treatment, which is so often comforting, or the beliefs and expectations of the patient. The effect may have nothing to do with the curative treatment properties directly associated with actual acupuncture treatment. In an open source article published in Anesthesia and Analgesia on June 2013 by Colquhoun, David PhD, Novella Stephen P. MD, Volume 116, Issue 6, the authors write, pain is a big problem. If you read about pain management centres, you may think it had been solved. It has not. And when no effective treatment exists for a medical problem, it leads to a tendency to clutch at straws. Research has shown that acupuncture is little more than a straw. Below is a link to the article. They then proceed to demolish the concept of acupuncture and conclude by stating the best controlled studies show a clear pattern. With acupuncture, the outcome does not depend on needle location or even needle insertion. Since these variables are those which define acupuncture, the only sensible conclusion is that acupuncture does not work. Everything else is the expected noise of clinical trials, and this noise seems particularly high with acupuncture research. The most parsimonious conclusion is that with acupuncture there is no signal, only noise. The interests of medicine would be best served if we emulated the Chinese Emperor Dao Guang and issued an edict stating that acupuncture and moxibustion should no longer be used in clinical practice. No doubt acupuncture will continue to exist on the high streets where they can be tolerated as a voluntary, self-imposed tax on the gullible, as long as they do not make unjustified claims. Thank you for listening. Please hit the subscribe button, which is the small Neanderthal at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.